Hey there, welcome to another video. In this video, I'll show you how you can test the theme block extension in development mode. In the previous video, we created our first theme app block in under extension called wishlist icon. Every time I bring any changes here, I don't want to push it or deploy it. So I want the changes to be instant on development so I can see it. It is speeding up our development a lot. So let's start and see how it works. If we go to the documentation of the Shopify app, this is the preview your theme app extension. What this is, you can pass the flag of theme when you are running npm run dev, then you can preview it on a theme. Let's try it. This is our theme, this is our live theme, and I'm going to go to the long route because I want to show you what is the process. Let's say you are testing it on development and this is live theme, okay? You copy it. You'll come here and you will say npm run dev, and if you are using npm you have to pass two of this dash theme and then the theme id, right? Let's run it and see if bringing changes in this will work for us. And while doing this, let me go to the documentation, and you should also follow these steps. Okay, go to your theme editor, add the block to your theme, and then save the changes. We already did that when we are in the theme. This is the wishlist icon, we added, we save the changes, and this is what it will show here. For now, we can see that it is not working, it is not showing properly. Let me adjust the design a little bit. Let's move myself. And you can see the top one, these forms, the content of the form. If I come here, scrolling down, the button, they have this max width of 44 RAM. I'm going to apply the same thing to this wishlist icon, okay, to see if the changes are applying. This is running currently and it is fine. This is my icon, and let's add this code and I save it. Once you save it, let's also see the logs. Extension pushed, okay, this is pushing the changes to the craft one. Now if I refresh my theme, I can see the changes is there. That's cool. Let's change a little bit more, like let's add some more design to it, okay? The first thing I want to do is I want to change this icon. Instead of having the heart of field, I want to have only the border. Only fill it if the product is in a wish list. That is what we are going to do. So to do that, we are going to make the fill should be white. When I save it, no icon should show it here, okay? Let's refresh it. And it is not working anymore. If I inspect element and see, this is still showing this color, and this color is coming from the theme. I put it as white for now, and even if I bring any other change, like I want to add some stroke width to 2, which is like 2 pixel stroke width, I save the changes. It is pushing my changes to my draft extension, and it is not impacting anything here. Again, I will inspect element and show you none of those are added. This was my problem too, like how come the first time it works then it doesn't work. Then I realized, okay, let me do some debugging, and I found something. Okay, cool, I will kill this, and this is what you should do. Create a duplicate theme, okay? It should not be a live theme. So I duplicated the theme called test data, then click these 3 dots, preview it, and go to the customizer. Again, the same process, okay? You are going to go to the product page. In here, you will add the block. For now, I added this block, and let's change this color to be something like this, or whatever color you put. Okay, let's make it black and save the changes. This is how it looks. When we preview it, let's go to the product page. This is working fine. You can see this is working fine for now, okay? Now, if I come here, this is what you should do. This is a draft theme, copy the ID. It is not working on a live theme. Now I'll show you. I'll come back here. We will run the same command, but this time we will select a draft theme, not a live theme, okay? You can see this is 30, 30. Okay, cool. Run the command of the npm run dev. Now it should watch for these new changes. I'm missing something. No, it's fine. Cool. Now let's see for this to fully run the command. Yes, it worked. We can open this in the new tab, but now I'll close this one. We have multiple one opened. Now let's see if we get the changes. Okay, this is a preview theme. Let's refresh this, and yeah, the changes is there. You can see the heart icon. This is now white. To tell you like if this is working or not, let's make this red, save it, and it is pushing it to our draft extension. Refresh this. This is red now. Let's change this back to black, save it, and it should if I refresh this, it should affect. That's the fix. You cannot do it on a live theme. You have to try draft theme. So yeah, that works for this one. And if your problem is fixed, you can stop watching the rest of the video, but I'm going to add some more condition and we will learn some Alpine.js. Let's continue. This video should not be too long. In the Alpine.js, if you go to their website, under the components, under the, let me see, how can I, scroll here. Under the global, you have this data. Using data, you can create your component. Alpine.js is a framework that I use in this video. The reason is for normal thing, I can use JavaScript, stuff like that. But for a lot of things, you might need a framework because your code will be too complicated if you use pure JavaScript. So I'll come here, just below this, I'm going to create this component. This is how you create the component using Alpine.data. Just give it a name. For example, we call it wishlist, and true or false. Let's make this variable. These are the variable or functions inside your component that you can use. I'll create this object called wishlisted, which could be true or false. By default, this is false, and I'll change this button, this function to something like add to wishlist. So what basically this does is, for now, it is going to toggle the wishlist from true to false. In fact, these are the to do that we have to send data to database. Okay, we have to send it to database and save it. For example, we are sending the customer ID, product ID, and which product user wish list, so later they can find out under their account. For now, this is the wish list, false. And how do we use this? Let's create the component. You just use x data. I think Alpine is the best library you can use with Liquid because it just gives you the data and easily you can interact it. Now if you wanna toggle this, you can just come here in the button. When someone click at the button, you can just write at click instead of on click event, do this, do that. This is how you do it. On click, you are going to call this function. This is just example. We are going to modify this a lot, but for now this is what it will do. Now I want to fill out the color of this too. Yes, the stroke is 2, but let's give a stroke color by default to something like black. So stroke will be black. Fill by default could be white, but this is how we can conditionally write this one. I'm going to close this. Okay, conditionally we can say, okay, if this is true, then you are going to say, okay, if this is true, it should be black. Otherwise, the value of this should be white, something like this. This is called data binding. This is the variable, and if you want to bind a dynamic value, you have to prefix it with this 2 dots or colon. So I'll save it, and now let's come back to our component and see how our code works. I'll refresh it for now. You can see the heart is empty. If I click on it, it will be filled. It is because that data will change. If I go to the Alpine, this is the wish list. I have the Alpine Chrome extension. It will give you your component, which is wish list, and this is all the data. I can toggle it from here. You can see the heart fills like that. I think it's very easy to do, right? We can change the text of this one also. Wish list, add to wish list, because this text is dynamic. I'm not going to do that probably, but we can do that. But for now, that's it. But in reality, you should add a setting for the user, and instead of add to wish list, it should be added to wish list, so user know that this is in my wish list. I don't have to do it, but if they click on it, it should remove it, something like that. For now, that's all the customization I need. And yeah, if you have any question, you can ask below this video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.